Hey everybody, it's JP. I finally got my computer fixed, so watch out for my two videos this Friday, hopefully. Subscribe to my channel, Itzjustjp, for more content and click the notification bell. I'm on the road to 100 subscribers, but that's not the reason I'm here tonight to talk about. I want to talk about the interview that Isiah Thomas had with Shannon Sharpe. Definitely go check out the interview, it was great. The most talked about was him and Jordan hating on one another and everything. Let me go ahead and say this. He did make some good, accurate points in his comments and everything, talking about the best teams of the '80s. See, a lot of Jordan people, will kind of just sweep everyone else in the rug and just say, well, Jordan's great. His teams were great. His teams were so much better than the '86 Celtics, '87 Lakers, '83 Sixers, and among other teams and everything. See, Jordan in the '80s didn't really have great playoff success. Yeah, he put up good numbers, but he didn't have playoff success or team success. He was wingless in the '80s. He had great individual success, making all-star appearances, winning MVP, winning the slam dunk competition twice, winning Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, he had individual success, but the team wasn't that great. Even though they made the playoffs each year, but the team wasn't that great. They had a draft, Horace Grant had a draft Scottie Pippen, have them to get developed and everything. Because it was all about Michael Jordan in the show. If you stop Michael Jordan, you stop the team, basically. And Michael wasn't really much of a team player. He was more like, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the ball each time and dunk the ball each time and everything. Not saying that he wasn't a great player or anything. He was still a great player in the '80s. He's probably the best shooting guard of the '80s. But in terms of team success, it wasn't the best. But Isiah did make great points regarding about who he was chasing. He was chasing Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Julius Erving, just because they had rings on their finger. They wanted to win. That's what the '80s were about. Were like team success is who was going to win that title. Magic was winning out there in the West. Larry was the king of the East, and then you have Dr. J. You had Kareem. You had the Bucks. You had the Mavericks, a bunch of good teams in the '80s. And so he wanted that championship ring so badly and everything. And the Pistons in the '80s at the beginning were a great offensive team with him and Charlie Tripuccio putting up numbers and everything, John Long. And then they became a defensive juggernaut with Lambert and Rick Mahorn and Dennis Rodman, Joe Dumars, picked up Marco McGuire from the Mavericks. And they became a defensive juggernaut, and they became a good team. So it was all about team, and they were one of the best-minded teams, and Chuck Daly was a great coach, and they would do anything just to win. And yes, it was physical back then. Yes, the rules were really different. That should not be, it would be flagrant 2,000, they'd be ejected, but heck, it was the '80s, it was back then. They didn't call it. It was just trying to stop Jordan, trying to be physical, just do whatever it takes just to win and just to win the championship. You would do anything to just win the championship. You got to scratch, claw, whatever, just for one victory. That's what they would do. So yeah, he made some good points, and then he talked about being left off the dream team and everything. He was upset and everything, but he should have saw this coming, though. To be honest with you, he should have saw it coming. He should have saw it coming, because when you walk out and not shake their hands and everything, when you got swept, I mean, it was just bad timing. It was bad timing because they were picking the dream team, and plus, I mean, Jordan don't really like you, and they really wanted Jordan more than any other player at the time because he was the best player in the war, and he said, I won't play unless you give me good players, and if you don't bring Isiah Thomas to the dream team, because there was a lot of rumors and stuff like '85 All-Star game. Jordan was freezed out by Isiah Thomas, and Isiah was just jealous of Michael because Chicago was Isiah Thomas's city until Jordan took over and just took his city, and he was just jealous of that for years. I mean, there's just so many speculations of just so many things that went on at that time. I mean, it's just crazy just to think about. But yeah, and the whole comment about him being dominant over Jordan. Yes, in team success, like I said, because the Pistons were a much better team than the Bulls at that time until '91. But I wish he could have prefaced them comments a little better and saying the Pistons were a more dominant team than the Bulls before '91. Then I would have definitely understand, but yes, that's correct. But for him just to say that he was dominant over Jordan is just basically saying I was a much better player than Jordan at the time. Not really, because like I said, Jordan had so much individual success. So I wouldn't say that you was more dominant than Jordan in terms of individual stats and everything head up, because Jordan was still scoring that basketball, was playing defense, was doing a lot of different things, and was piling up the stat sheets and everything. So I wish he could have prefaced that a little better. But I mean, who knows? I mean, it's Isiah Thomas, so I mean, it is what it is, though. So, but I just wanted to talk just a little bit regarding about the Isiah Thomas interview. Tell me your thoughts about what he said, and how did you feel, and what parts did you like, what parts you didn't like. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Itzjustjp with the Z. Follow my social media on Facebook and Instagram, Itzjustjp, and just look out for my videos on Friday. And we are out of here. Peace.